In another one of these videos, I just talked about the meta pattern briefly. It's like something that I'm paying attention to as I'm coaching with someone. It's something you can pay attention to in your life. Another thing I'm sometimes using, but a lot more subtly, is one of the very first coaching tools I learned, which was the model. Now, the model is vaguely based on a lot of things. It's not like a brand new creation from Brooke Castillo, but she's the person I learned it from. And she sort of tweaked it her own way. It is a tool of like cognitive behavioral therapy. It is has roots in like Byron Katie and a lot of different other mental health, mindfulness people. So the model, the way I used it, and you'll see me vaguely or sometimes very specifically use in my coaching, is it's a template, right? Just like the meta pattern, there's this thing happening, and it's sort of happening unconsciously, whether we're paying attention or not. It's simple. It tells us that everything, right? We have a circumstance, like I was walking the dog, right? That's just like a thing that was happening. It's a fact. I had an abortion. I had 5 abortions. Like that's just a fact. It's sort of like we all agree this is a fact. Circumstances happen, and then we have a thought in reaction to that circumstance. So I had an abortion. I want to show you what it looks like, right? This is the C is the circumstance. I had an abortion. The thought might be common one, not for all of you. I'm a bad mom, right? It's a super common one. Maybe I'm a bad person. I'm a bad human. I'm a bad Catholic. I'm a bad daughter. I'm a bad wife. I'm a bad girlfriend. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to use I'm a bad mom because it comes up a lot. So here's the circumstance. And then this is just a fact, but I'm having an opinion, a belief, a thought about that fact. That thought I'm having about that fact, you guys get to see how messy my notes are now, creates in us a feeling. In other videos here, you've noticed me say like, what does your body feel like when you say these words? The words we believe, whether we're speaking them or not, create a feeling in our body. So maybe I'm a bad mom creates shame. We'll just go with shame, right? I had an abortion. I'm thinking to myself or believing I'm a bad mom, and now I've created this feeling of shame. Well, why does that matter? It matters, A, because it doesn't feel good, but it really matters because that shame is where we're taking all our action from. And there's a whole podcast about this too. It's probably pretty decent. I can't remember. I recorded it a long time ago. That feeling, we are always acting from a feeling. We're not acting from a belief. We're not acting from, now sometimes there's like an immediate feeling. You don't even realize what the unconscious belief was. Sometimes feelings are kind of programmed into us. They're generational. There's a lot of opinions about do we feel first or think first. But you'll find that if you pay attention to this pattern, it is playing out a lot of the time. So maybe not all of the time, but most of the time. It's like way more often than not. You're having a thought, conscious or unconscious. It's creating a feeling. That feeling creates the actions you take. So maybe I withdraw from my family. I beat myself up. I replay my choice. I what if. The feeling is what creates the actions. Now, when we take actions, we create the R line, which is the results. The result, when I withdraw from my family, when I beat myself up, when I replay the past, when I constantly ask what if rather than living in the present, we For many people, they would define that as bad mom. Like, when I'm a good mom, I'm present with my family, I'm interacting with them, I am treating myself lovingly, I'm treating them lovingly, I'm not questioning our decisions, I'm living forward. So what happens is that we often, and not always, this is our 5-minute version. The result is something we're actually creating based on our belief system. So I had an abortion. I believe I'm a bad mom. It creates this feeling of shame. I take these actions. I beat myself up. I withdraw from my kids. I replay the past. And now, oh, fuck. Now arguably, before, I was not a bad mom at all. I just was a human who made a decision. But now, based on my values and my desire as a parent, I've become a person who's not the mom I want to be. Hesitate with this one exactly, because again, this is the short version. This is like not exactly speaking to the nuance of the situation. I don't know that I believe there are bad moms. I believe there are bad behaviors. I definitely don't believe abortion is a bad behavior of being like as a mom. Again, so much nuance and so much to look at. But you can start to notice, sometimes I will suggest someone, a lot of times actually, you'll hear me start a call like, tell me 3 to 5 things you're thinking about that. Tell me 3 to 5 things that keep replaying. Then you can look at, I keep having these thoughts, they're creating these feelings, and then I'm taking these actions, and this is the result I'm getting in my life. We can then use the model to sort of play and tweak. And again, it's not always the perfect tool. None of these tools are always the perfect tool, but put together in your toolbox or with your coach or therapist or whoever, you're gonna have the tool you need when you need it. And this one is one I use for myself a lot. So play with it. I'll link to the podcast episode about it. Ask me any questions. I'm here for you. You may notice me using this thought model more in coaching now that you understand what the template is. Some clients I directly teach it to, and other clients it's just a part of my understanding. Like, if I can understand what you're thinking and I can understand what feeling that's creating for you. For instance, I'm a bad mom does not create the same feeling for all people. Creates a different feeling for all people. But if I can understand how that's making you feel, and I can understand what actions you are taking, now I can start to help you get where you want to go. I can help you get the result you want instead of the one you have. So that's called the thought model. Play with it, notice it. Again, it's another way that we're changing our experience. We're taking back our control, even when we're in situations that we don't love.